All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we're discussing how to make gray rocking more effective for you if it hasn't been working properly, right? So, we want to take a look at some things that will enhance the effectiveness of gray rocking. And I want to discuss how to make that particular technique more, you know, useful when dealing with a narcissist, especially if your current approach of gray rocking has not been working properly. And as many of you know, gray rocking is a method of managing your interactions with the narcissist by becoming an uninteresting and unresponsive and unemotional person, as much as possible. So the aim here is to reduce their engagement with you and limit their ability to manipulate or control you. Right? So if gray rocking hasn't been working for you, there could be reasons related to its implementation, at least. It could be the context or the narcissist's persistence. All right? So let's go over some things that can be the cause of ineffective gray rocking. One, you have to be very mindful of the narcissist's motivation. Narcissists thrive on attention, control, and emotional responses from others. Flat out. If your gray rocking efforts are inconsistent, that's going to be a problem. Because the narcissist may interpret your occasional engagement as a sign that they can still manipulate you at certain periods of time. Maybe not all the time, but they still will have windows of opportunity to do that. It's crucial to remain steadfast and predictable in your approach. So if the narcissist knows every time they come to engage you, you're going to give them this gray rocking method, right? And it's consistent, they will stop dealing with you. Consider the pattern of what they find rewarding, right? Or providing even subtle at least, cues that they may see as intriguing. Right? You got to think about that. If you're doing something in which will attract the attention of a narcissist in a certain way, that could be posted on social media. In most cases, when you're posting, showing you're doing this and that because you want to show you're living your best life, oftentimes, many a times, people attract the negative eye. You're not going to attract the best of people. It's just a given, right? Gray rocking is about being dull, boring, uninteresting, like I said. So the next thing is you have to find ways to refine your gray rocking, right? Minimizing emotional leakage. Beware of your nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, tone of your voice, your body language, and things like that. Because even a slight irritation or nervousness can signal emotional engagement, which is another big thing that they play on. So narcissists study your tonality in your voice. They know the ways in which you respond verbally. And they can tell if they're getting to you by, how you're speaking, or your body language tells them a certain thing of how you're feeling. And they can pick up on cues as to their effectiveness that way. And they'll keep doing what they're doing as long as they're seeing these nonverbal cues from you, or you're getting irritated, or they see that you get nervous when they're around, or they can hear nervousness in your voice. They can pick up on that, right? Use neutral responses. You have to stick to short, factual answers like yes, no, I'm not sure. You don't want to go into detail ever. All right. This minimizes the windows of opportunity that the narcissist can take to get through to you. Avoid contradictions is another big one. Don't argue or correct the narcissist, even when they make false claims. This can be hard. Sometimes there's a need for it if you have to, but this only fuels their control, especially if you continue to go back and forth with them. It's gonna make them feel more emboldened. It's gonna rally them up, right? So be mindful of that. This always comes through. You have to make sure you set a certain boundary. If it starts getting to be too much, you're in front of the narcissist, politely excuse yourself, right? When the conversation becomes overly toxic or it's prolonged, don't be afraid to say, I need to go now. Walk away without any explanation. You have to be strong enough to do that. You have to be able to or if you're talking, I'm going now. I'm not talking anymore. And end it. Do not allow them to control and carry on something that is disturbing you, any longer than you need to be exposed to that. You got to learn how to take control of your environment too. That's big. You got to create, the physical or emotional distance. You have to be able to create that physical or emotional distance between you and the narcissist, right? And you do this by avoiding situations where you're forced to interact with the narcissist, or you have to engage in activities that make you less accessible to them. You have to start doing that. If you're putting yourself in a situation where it causes you to have to spend more time with them, stuff like that, you're not carrying out gray rocking effectively. It's counterintuitive. It defeats the purpose. Another big thing, I think, you have to learn how to create a tactical shift. If the narcissist is escalating their behavior because they don't like your gray rocking, it could be a sign that they're frustrated. And in such cases, you have to remain consistent in your neutrality, but ensure that you're not inadvertently giving them power by reacting internally to the situation, right? Maybe like a gray rock plus, which combines non-engagement with assertive boundary setting as well. Like really asserting your boundary, and not in a timid way either. Yeah, that's that's pretty much a lot of what goes into it. And gray rocking isn't something that you might do it for one time and then you're thinking it's going to just work because you gray rocked them one time. No, it has to be consistent, and you have to be mindful of it when you're doing it. It's a powerful tool, but it's not foolproof. I'll say that. A lot of it depends on, again, your consistency, your patience, and in some cases, integrating it with other protective measures. Just remember the ultimate goal with the narcissist is to change the behaviors that they're using to antagonize you with, but you're trying to change that so that it protects your peace when you do gray rock, because that's what you're ultimately trying to do, protecting your peace. Right? If they haven't been working for you, the gray rocking methods reflect on your approach, right? Reflect on certain gaps or certain setbacks that you may have had to where you didn't consistently remain in gray rock mode, or you let the narcissist in certain occasions, and they started seeing your strength as a facade. They started to see your resolve as a joke. So you have to really go back to the drawing board, reassess what you're doing and how you've been engaging while using the gray rock method to become more effective. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. Consider to like, share, subscribe. Till next time, have a good one.